Welcome back, deep divers. Today, we're diving headfirst into something, well, a little different. We're talking about the human washing machine.
Oh, yeah, this should be interesting.
I know, right? A machine that washes humans. It sounds like science fiction. But get this, the idea's been around for a while.
It has. Like, how long?
Longer than you might think. We actually found some articles talking about a prototype all the way back at the 1970 Osaka Expo in Japan.
Wow, the Osaka Expo, that's what, almost 55 years ago?
Yep. So apparently we're not as futuristic as we thought. Our deep dive today is going to explore both that early model and the brand new version set to debut at the 2025 Osaka Kansai Expo.
Two expos, 55 years apart, both showcasing human washing machines. There's got to be a story there.
Definitely. So buckle up, deep divers. We're going to uncover how this futuristic contraption works, what kind of impact it could have, and what it says about, the future of hygiene.
I'm ready to get soapy. So first things first, let's rewind back to 1970. Paint me a picture of this original human washing machine. What was it like?
Okay, so picture this. The 1970 Osaka Expo, a showcase of all things cutting edge. And right in the middle of it all is Sanyo Electric Co. with their human washing machine.
Like the electronics company.
The one and only.
Yeah.
And their machine. Well, it was basically a kind of like a pod designed to, wash people.
I'm picturing something straight out of Star Trek. Was it all sleek and futuristic looking?
From the pictures, it kind of was. But technology back then wasn't quite what it is today. So this early model was really focused on the actual washing part. No fancy AI, no health monitoring, just a good old-fashioned scrub down.
Yeah, so more function over flair.
Exactly. But even then, having a human washing machine at the expo was a pretty bold statement.
It definitely shows that Japan was already thinking outside the box when it came to personal care.
Absolutely. And it kind of foreshadowed, Japan's continued role as a leader in hygiene technology and innovation. Which brings us to the modern day.
2025, here we come. So this new human washing machine, is it like a souped-up version of the 70s model?
You could say that. But this time, it's not Sanyo behind the wheel. The company developing this new human washing machine is Science Co.
Science Co. Never heard of them.
They're a Japanese company, but get this. They're mainly known for making shower heads.
Shower heads? That's a bit of a leap, isn't it? From shower heads to a full-blown human washing machine.
Right. But hey, maybe all that shower head expertise comes in handy when you're designing a machine to, wash a whole human.
I guess so. So what's the big selling point with this new machine? Do they promise a super powerful shower head rinse or something?
Think bigger. They're actually aiming for, get this, a full body and mind cleanse in just 15 minutes.
Hold on. 15 minutes. For a full body and mind cleanse? That's a pretty bold claim. I got to know how they plan to pull that off.
Right. It's pretty wild. We'll definitely dive into the specifics, but they're talking about using AI, vital sign monitoring, all sorts of high-tech stuff.
Okay. Color me intrigued. Let's get down to the nitty-gritty then. How does this thing actually work? What's the magic behind this 15-minute miracle?
All right. So imagine stepping into this human washing machine. One of the first things they highlight is its AI-driven personalization.
AI, like artificial intelligence, in a washing machine.
Exactly. So just like some of those fancy washing machines for clothes, that can tailor the cycle to your clothes. Well, this one, it analyzes your needs to create a totally personalized washing experience.
So it's like having a personal spa attendant, but in AI form.
Pretty much. But before you get too relaxed, remember, it's also monitoring your health, continuously.
No, hold up. Health monitoring.
Yeah.
Built in.
Yep. They're talking about tracking vital signs, heart rate, all that. Make sure everything's okay while you're getting squeaky clean.
Okay, that's actually pretty impressive. But they also mentioned something about a mind cleanse, right?
Yeah.
How do they plan to tackle that?
So while it's, washing your body, the machine is also busy analyzing your stress levels. And it adjusts its functions, like maybe calming music or even gentle massage techniques to help you relax.
Wow. They're really trying to create a full-on spa experience in this thing.
They really are. But I got to ask, what about the actual cleaning? Is it all high-tech, or is it still soap and water?
I'm curious, too. What's the cleaning technology they're using?
Well, they're using something called ultrafine bubble technology.
Ultrafine bubbles, what are those exactly?
They're basically microscopic bubbles,
Yeah.
much smaller than regular bubbles. And because they're so tiny, they can get like deep down into your pores, clean out all that dirt and grime.
So a deeper clean using less water and soap.
Right. Which makes it eco-friendly too.
So it's good for you and good for the planet, win-win. But aesthetically speaking, does this new machine look anything like that pod from the 70s?
There are some similarities. It's still got that compact pod-like design. It's very, very futuristic looking.
So a little nod to the past, but with a whole lot of modern tech packed inside.
Exactly. But let's step out of the expo for a second, think bigger. Where else could this technology, where else could it be used?
That's a good question. I mean, it seems pretty niche right now, but I could see it being useful in, like, healthcare settings, maybe?
Definitely.
Yeah.
Like for patients who have trouble, bathing themselves. Or maybe people who need specific kinds of hygiene care.
Right. It could make things easier for both patients and caregivers.
Exactly. But it doesn't stop there.
Yeah.
What about like wellness centers? Incorporating it into a whole wellness routine.
Oh, yeah. That makes sense. Or even eventually in people's homes.
Imagine that, right? Having a human washing machine in your bathroom.
It'd definitely change our morning routine.
But hold on a second. Before we get too ahead of ourselves, let's think about what's already out there. Are there any technologies that offer similar benefits?
Well, there are those devices. They're called human wash systems. They're designed to help elderly or disabled people bathe independently.
So the idea of a machine helping people bathe isn't totally new?
Not at all. And hey, even those fancy AI-powered washing machines for clothes, they're kind of doing something similar, right?
True. They're personalizing laundry care based on like fabric type and dirt level. Kind of like how this human washing machine personalizes the washing experience for people.
Yeah. So in a way, this human wash machine takes those existing ideas and like ramps them up a notch, adds in the health monitoring, creates a more immersive experience.
Definitely. It's taking something familiar and making it, well, futuristic.
These human wash systems, they're really interesting. They're mainly designed for folks who, might have a tough time bathing on their own, like older adults or people with disabilities.
It makes sense. It's like providing a safer, easier way to bathe.
Exactly. And it's kind of like a bridge between, traditional bathing and this whole human washing machine concept we're talking about.
Yeah, I see what you mean. Both are trying to make, personal hygiene more accessible. But the human washing machine, it definitely takes it a step further with all the AI and the health monitoring stuff.
Right. It's not just about getting clean anymore. It's like this whole proactive approach to like health and well-being.
Totally. And speaking of technology, you mentioned those AI washing machines for clothes earlier. It's kind of crazy how quickly we've gotten used to AI being in our homes, even for laundry.
It really is. I mean, I remember a few years ago, the idea of a washing machine that could like learn your habits and adjust itself. That sounded like pure science fiction.
Totally. And now it's like almost normal. Makes you wonder, what else is AI gonna take over in our lives?
The possibilities are kind of mind-blowing. And that's what's so cool about this human washing machine, right? It's taking that same AI power and applying it to us, to our bodies. It's creating this whole personalized experience.
It does sound amazing, but is there a risk, of becoming too reliant on technology for something as basic as cleaning ourselves?
That's a really good question, and it's something that comes up a lot when we talk about about automation and technology, right? It's this balance between like using technology to make our lives better and making sure we don't lose important skills or our own ability to do things for ourselves.
Right. It's that whole use it or lose it idea.
Yeah. Exactly, but we also got to think about about the people who really benefit from this kind of technology. Like for some people, traditional bathing is really difficult or even impossible. For them, this could be life-changing. It could help them stay independent.
That's a really important point. So it seems like it's all about finding that balance, right? Using technology wisely.
Absolutely. And that's why these kinds of conversations are so important. Talking about it, thinking about the pros and cons helps us make better choices about how we use technology.
Absolutely. It's about making sure technology works for us, not the other way around.
Yeah.
One thing that I found really interesting about the human washing machine is this this whole emphasis on the mind cleanse aspect.
Oh yeah, yeah, definitely. It shows that they're not just thinking about, about the physical part of being clean. It's recognizing that our minds and bodies are connected.
It's like they're trying to create this holistic experience,
Yeah.
clean body, clean mind.
Right. And that idea actually has like really deep roots in a lot of cultures and traditions. Like think about meditation or mindfulness or even, some types of bathing rituals. They're all about cleansing and purifying both physically and mentally.
So it's like the human washing machine is taking those ancient ideas and giving them a high-tech makeover.
I like that. It's not just a new way to get clean. It's like a whole new way to think about personal hygiene, about well-being.
It's kind of like elevating hygiene to an art form,
I love that. It really captures the potential of this technology, right? It's not just about scrubbing away dirt. It's about nourishing our whole selves.
Wow, that's pretty deep. But okay, let's come back down to earth for a minute. Let's talk logistics. If this thing actually becomes, widely available, how would it fit into our lives?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? And it's something the developers are going to have to figure out. There's the size, the cost, water usage, how easy it is to use.
And don't forget about cleaning the thing. Cleaning a machine that cleans humans, that can't be easy.
You got that right. They're going to need some serious cleaning protocols to keep everything, sanitary.
It sounds like there are a lot of hurdles to clear before we're all, stepping into our own personal human washing machines at home.
For sure. But, innovation always starts with a bold idea, and then you got to figure out how to make it work.
And we've definitely seen some bold ideas today. But let's zoom out a bit more. Think about the bigger picture. How could this technology, how could it impact society as a whole?
That's a good one. What kind of ripple effects could we see? It really is kind of wild to think about, right? How something like taking a bath could have such a big impact.
It is. So where do you see this going? Like in the big picture?
Well, imagine a world where like hygiene isn't just a personal thing anymore,
Yeah.
It's tied to our health, our technology, even how we connect with other people.
Okay, I'm following you, but paint me a picture. What would that actually look like?
All right. So think about going to the doctor, right? And instead of just, the usual checkup, you hop into a human washing machine. It checks your vitals, looks for any early signs of problems, maybe even does some basic treatments.
So it's less about just getting clean and more about like preventative health care.
Exactly. And think about personalized medicine. All that data the machine collects, it could be used to create custom treatment plans, track how you're doing, all sorts of stuff.
It'd be like having a personal health coach, but built into your bathroom routine.
Right. And it's not just healthcare either.
Yeah.
Think about spas, wellness centers. They could offer like specialized human washing machine experiences, for stress, sleep, maybe even athletic recovery.
So it's like taking all those wellness trends, the mindfulness, the biohacking, the personalized stuff, and just like mashing them all together.
Totally. But it goes even further. Imagine these machines in public spaces, workplaces, community centers.
Like a futuristic version of those Roman bathhouses.
Exactly. It could be this whole new way for people to connect, to be social, to focus on their well-being together.
It's a really cool idea. But what about privacy? All that health data being collected, that makes me a little nervous.
Oh yeah, for sure. That's a huge issue. If this technology really takes off, we got to make sure the data is protected, that it's used ethically.
It's a good reminder that technology, it's a tool, and it can be used in good ways or bad ways.
Absolutely. That's why it's so important to talk about these things, to think critically about how we use technology, how we shape the future.
It's like a call to action, Be informed, be thoughtful, be proactive. Don't just let things happen.
Couldn't have said it better myself. And the human washing machine, with all its its possibilities, its challenges, it's a perfect example of why these conversations are so important.
It's been quite a journey, wouldn't you say?
Yeah.
Exploring the past, the present, and the potential future of the human washing machine.
It has, from a simple cleaning pod to a super advanced health and wellness device. It's come a long way.
And who knows where it'll go next.
Exactly. And as with any new technology, the key is to be curious, to be cautious, to embrace the possibilities, but also to be aware of the risks.
Well said. A huge thanks to all our deep divers for joining us on this very soapy adventure.
And until next time, keep exploring, keep questioning, and maybe skip that long shower, just
Okay.
in case that human washing machine is right around the corner.
And hey, if any of you are lucky enough to be at the 2025 Osaka Expo, check out the human washing machine for yourselves. We'd love to hear what you think. Until then, stay curious and stay clean.